All right, so with this box squat, I'd like to see as vertical shins as possible. Slight forward is all right, but the more vertical, the better it's going to be. Much safer for your knees. So a couple things I like to do to get people to realize how far they need to sit back is, one, if you have a mirror, squat facing a wall with the mirror being to your left or right, and just realize how far you have to sit back. So you just glance over to the left, see yourself in the mirror. So now I know if my shins are coming far forward, I have a nice visual cue saying these are terrible shins. Stand back up, sit further back. All right, so foot position, I look for a slight wider than shoulder width stance, or you can go shoulder width if you have the mobility to do so. I usually have my athletes go slight flare of the feet. Again, if you have the mobility, you can go straight ahead. This is just usually the starting point for me. Slight flare, slightly wider than shoulder. From there, I like to instruct spreading the floor with the feet and driving the pinky toes into the side of the shoe. So the feet are getting screwed into the ground. I like to say, just pretend like I had a hammer and a nail, and I just put a nail right here, nail right here, nail to the center of your foot. Your entire foot stays glued to the ground, driving the foot out against the outside of the shoe at all times. So that's going to help activate your gluteus medius to help keep your knees out over your feet. So drive the foot to the side of the shoe. All right, so that brings us to another cue right here. When we get to the box, a cue I like to use is show the groin to the mirror. So we're pushing our knees far out as possible. Shove your knees outwards, and your groin is going to have a nice open stance looking right into the mirror. All right, so next coaching point with the back squat is grabbing the bar. So when we're holding the bar, what you want to think you're about doing is externally rotating your hands out. So right hand's going to the right, left hand's going to the left. You're trying to bend the bar over your back while pulling your shoulders down and back. So shoulder blades are getting pinched down and back, elbows are getting drawn down and slightly back. That's going to create a nice shelf for the bar. You're trying to bend the bar over. That's going to help create the keep the chest up so you're not going to cave forward. So get a moderately narrow grip, whatever your shoulder mobility will allow for. Make sure you're ducking under the center part of the bar. Duck under, shoulder blades are getting pinched down and back, step underneath. Now you have a nice shelf for the bar. The elbows are drawn down and back. Do not let your elbows draw straight back this way, or that's going to allow for your body to cave forward when you're dealing with some heavier weights. All right, a couple errors you want to avoid that are often occurring when people are box squatting. Error one, which to me is an error. There's some people I know, West Side Barbell, this is how they actually teach you to box squat. This is not how I usually have my athletes or myself box squat. Because I like to have people avoid the whole rock back. That's not how I really want my athletes box squatting. That's up to you to decide if you want. But I teach the box squat as get to the box, look like a frozen statue, and then stand back up. I shouldn't see any change in the spine angle. You should look extremely tight. Everything in your body's tight. If this was a scale, another Joe DeFranco line, if this was a scale and I weighed 300 pounds, when I hit the box, which is now a scale, it should weigh 150. So I'm not getting to the box, relaxing, rocking back, and then rocking forward into the rep. Another big error that people have, especially if the box is too low for them, they might need to work down, is people getting ready, everything's perfect right now, and then they just plop onto the box. Now think about if you have a lot of weight on that bar, that weight's just dropping down and compressing on your spine. So I really like to have the athletes control the lowering of the squat, pause for a half second, and then stand up as fast as they can. So it's hips back, knees out, half second pause, and stand. Once you get to the box, I should see no changing of the spine angle. Core is nice and tight, belly's tight, flexed, hips back, knees out, spread the floor with your feet, chest up, and you're good to go.
We're standing on the corners dropping. We're dropping some of the hottest cars New York has ever seen. We're dropping some of the hottest verses rappers ever heard. But it don't